What is going on, guys and girls? Welcome to episode 8 of the Be More podcast. Now, I just want to make a quick introduction to this week's episode. I'm basically interviewing Kevin Green, who is a very successful businessman, and his story is very, very inspiring. So definitely worth listening to. Just what I want to quickly mention, we had a few difficulties with the filming of the podcast. Basically, one, I need to get some better microphones to use because there was a bit of an echo, and where I was facing away from the camera, the sound isn't as good as I would have hoped it was been. But the interview itself was so good, so definitely still worth listening to and persevere with it. But I will definitely work on the audio quality, and also the camera cut out a few times during the interview. So there'll be bits where it jumps and you'll notice like what that's going on. That's basically that. So yeah. Regardless, enjoy anyway. Like I said, Kev's got an amazing story and it can definitely inspire you to hopefully take some action on the things that you want to do. So give it a listen and yeah, let us both know what you think, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. Cheers guys, enjoy. So welcome to episode 8 of the Be More podcast, and we are joined today by Mr. Kevin Green. How are you, sir?
Hi mate, I'm good. Well, I couldn't be much better when I'm looking at it.
Not bad views, is it? Not bad views. So I know you're a big fan of Jim Rohn, so I'm going to start with Jim Rohn quote. So if you want your life to change, you have to change. And now you're a very good example of this. Tell us about your business. Tell us about your story.
Oh, thanks mate. Right, so where do I start? Well, I'm going to start as going back as far as school. At school, I wasn't very good at school. I wasn't academic. I can remember being in maths class, not having it was as if the school teacher was talking in a foreign language when they were talking about algebra and things like that. And I remember sitting in school with no idea what was actually being taught. I mean, even today, when my children come home, even with English homework, and they say, "Dad, what is a verb? What is a noun?" I've got to actually get the mobile out and Google it, because I'm just not an academic person.
Google.
Yeah, Google. So it's not until I've learnt a lot about myself and also about different forms of intelligence. I'm just not an academic person. So I wasn't good at school. I then became a carpenter. I was a carpenter for 5 years. I quite enjoyed that job. Being on the building site, being with the boys. I was making about £500 a week. And at that point, which was now 20 years ago, that was actually really good money. But I was drinking a lot. I wasn't doing much with my life. I was just going from weekend to weekend. And then I decided I had to get away, and I decided I was going to join the armed forces. So I was going to join the Navy because somebody said you should join the Navy and travel the world. And that was the only reason why. But then when I went to a careers office, they said, "What are your hobbies?" And I was like, "Well, I like boxing, I like keeping fit." And they said, "Well, you should join the Royal Marines." And at that point, I didn't know what the Royal Marines were, but they gave me like a magazine, and the magazine had all these soldiers with the camouflage and the green beret, and I remember like one of the lines was "the hardest training in the world," and that captured my imagination, and I thought, that's what I want to do. So from there, I decided I was going to join the Marines. I was 21. Joined the Marines, just an amazing and horrendous experience, going through 30 weeks of absolutely, real hard times, but great times now when I look back. And I had a great time. During that time I also boxed for the armed forces, so I was like a full-time athlete with the Marines, training 3 times a day, and then decided I was going to be a physical trainer. So that was now 14 years ago. I decided I was going to be a physical trainer. So became a physical trainer, and quite proud in fact that when I was training to become a physical trainer, on the course I actually came out as top academic, which was another thing that got my attention, that maybe I'm not that stupid. If I want to learn something that I'm really interested in, I I can do it. So I then done that. The armed forces, you know, they paid for me to go through so many personal development courses in terms of physical training, and I'm forever grateful for that. My final job in the armed forces, and I thought I was going to do my full 22 years, but my final job, and I'm really grateful that this was my final job, I was actually in charge of lads coming through who wanted to be physical trainers. So I was actually teaching them, which was a great experience. You know, they were like my children for 8 months. It was just a great experience to actually mentor and coach these guys, and they were all really keen individuals, but they all worked together as a team. So I wasn't a businessman, and I still don't actually see myself as a businessman. I wouldn't say that I've got much business savvy. Yeah, I've not got much business savvy, but where that changed for me was my best friend, and again, I'm just forever grateful that he didn't give up on me. He kept saying, "Kev, have you heard of Herbalife?" And I was like, "Yes, I've heard about it. I'm not interested. I know that it's a diet shake. I know it's a diet company, blah, 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 blah." And I just wasn't interested. I wasn't open to the idea. I was very closed, because in my mind, as a physical trainer, I knew what was right. And for me, at that point, it was porridge for my breakfast. And little did I really understand, I wasn't getting enough protein in my diet at that point, which was why my body was shaped like a sausage, even as a physical trainer. So I still didn't want to know, but he was my best friend, the best man at my wedding, and he didn't give up. He kept saying, "Please just try the products, please." And I was like, "Nah, mate, honestly, it's just not for me." But after about 7 times, I said, "Okay, just to shut you up, send me the products and I'll try it." So started using the products, and I can remember after a couple of days taking the products to work, and being in a male and an environment that was fully physical trainers, I got a lot of people laughing, joking. "What are you taking that for? You don't need it. Do you know that it's not healthy?" And all these opinions that at that point as well, the opinions, they did affect me, to the point that I was phoning Jim up saying, "Jim, they're saying that these products aren't very good." And he said, "Kev, this company's been going for 35 years. These products are the best." And I'm going, "They better be okay, mate." He's going, "Yeah, they're okay." So I stuck to the products, and I can remember after about 10 days of using the products, I just felt better. Nothing happened to my body, nothing changed in my body, but I felt more energy, and I felt less bloating in my belly. You know, I wasn't overweight, but I knew I felt less bloating, and I felt lighter and just more energy. And I can remember saying to Sarah, "Do you feel different?" And she said, "Yeah, I feel different too." So we were happy with that. We still weren't looking at Herbalife as a business. It was just this product we were using. After about 7 weeks, my deadlift improved drastically. You know, I think I maybe put on 15-20 kilograms onto my deadlift, which was a big improvement because I'd been stuck for a while on about 185. And putting that on top of it, I was like, wow. And all my friends are now going, "Bloody hell, Kev." And I was like, well, the only thing that's changed is what I'm eating. Because I was getting more protein into my diet, I reckon that was improving my strength, and it was improving my recovery. Still didn't want to do the business. So they're now saying, "Kev, get me some of that stuff." And I'm now saying, "Jim, the lads at work, they want it." And Jim's saying to me, "Kev, you need to look at the business." And I'm like, "Jim, I don't want a business. I've got a really busy job. I've got a great career. I do not want a business. I've just not got time." Because, you know, me and Sarah had really busy lives. We've got 3 kids, and we didn't want any added pressure. So he said, please come to a meeting, just come and take a look. So I went to a meeting and I saw there was a lot of PTIs in this meeting, a lot of really highly qualified PTs who were based in London, Brighton. I remember a guy called Jordan Head, and I was like, wow, he looked like a big model, and he was telling us that he had been using the products and he was feeling great and he was making an income from sharing the products, blah blah blah. But one guy, and I don't know if he'll end up watching this video, one guy he got to the front and he was a PT. He won't mind me saying this, he's my friend now, but at the point he was a stranger. He was bald, he had big ears, and he didn't come across as like a professional businessman. So I connected, I thought, well, he just seemed like a normal guy. And there and then he showed us his income, and it was £16,000 a month. And I remember sitting there, bearing in mind I was making £2,000 a month. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I thought, that's like a footballer's wage. So it got my imagination. He drew a little plan on how he'd done it, and all he was doing was helping his friends and teach his friends to do what he was doing. And I was like, I could do that. Came home, so me and Sarah, we started sharing the opportunity, or trying to share the opportunity. And for the first 4 weeks, nobody was interested. You know, I was expecting everybody to come to me and go, Kev, I want to start doing this thing. But all my mates laughed. I kept doing little meetings in my house, expecting people to come, bearing in mind I was in a basement flat, and I was now promising people a business opportunity, but I was in a basement flat that wasn't very glamorous. So nobody was interested. But I was listening to Jim Rohn at that point, and a lot of Jim Rohn's quotes really stuck with me. And you know, it was just things like the law of averages was a lesson. I was like, wow, that makes sense. And a lot of it made sense to me because Jim Rohn, he breaks it down into simple language that somebody like me can understand. So kept trying to share the opportunity, and after about a month we had 2 people who were interested in taking a look at what we were doing. So when you've got 2 people who are interested, and then when they know other people, we started to build a little team. Now nothing big was happening, but it was a little team now of say 4 or 5 guys, it was starting to get a little bit exciting. Nothing was happening from an income point of view, but when you've now got 5 and then they're now sharing the opportunity, I can remember after about 3 or 4 months, we had 30 people in our basement flat. I had a laptop plugged into a TV. I was only earning about £300 a month, and I'm now showing these guys the marketing plan, which I didn't really understand myself. I was talking about the company, you know, that it had been going for over 30 years. I was talking about the marketing plan, how good the products were, and from there it just started to like explode. And to cut a long story short, after 11 months doing the business part-time, so it was still part-time, we were making £8,000 a month, which was, I wouldn't say it was life-changing yet, but we couldn't believe it, because the money that was coming in was going in to buy like a new bathroom for the basement flat, and then a new kitchen and all this, and it was really exciting. It wasn't life-changing, it was just exciting. And then I went to a big meeting, and this meeting was in Cologne, Germany, and then our upline said, you cannot afford to miss this meeting. And being quite arrogant and with a big ego, when he was saying you can't afford to miss it, my initial reaction was, who are you talking to telling me that I can't afford to miss it? But he was just basically being a leader and trying to stress the importance that I couldn't afford to. And luckily for me, I listened to him. So me and Sarah went to Cologne, and we just saw the company on a big scale. You know, there was 20,000 distributors in this arena, and we were getting taught by entrepreneurs, multimillionaires, nutritional scientists, not nutritionalists, nutrition scientists, and he was the Surgeon General of the USA, was like a guest speaker, and he was saying Herbalife is the best health distribution network on the planet. Because a lot of people don't understand what we do, but I understood that this is a health distribution network, and what we do is we want to prevent people becoming obese, prevent people who are maybe going to end up with type 2 diabetes that could have been prevented if they had somebody to support them, not coach them, or not like have to like beast them 3 or 4 times a week. Just put their arms around them and keep them part of a community. We can prevent. So I came home and I went in to see my boss, who was a captain in the Royal Navy, and I said, "Sir, I want to leave." And he was like, "You've got a bright future in the armed forces, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Sir, with all due respect, my future is unbelievably bright outside." And all my friends thought I was crazy. They were like, "Kev, you've got such a secure job." Now, again, I was listening to Jim Rohn, and Jim Rohn was saying, if you look at the word security in the dictionary, it can also be used as a word for being in prison. You are like in a secure unit. So I was like, I don't want to be secure, I want freedom. So within 3 months I was outside, I was a civilian, and living the dream, earning £10,000 a month, put my kids into private school. I can remember the day, Jack. I know you're not a parent yet, but I can still remember the day putting them into that school, and just wearing my Herbalife branded gear, just little daft Kev, dropped them off, and I was walking back from the school home, and after about a couple of minutes of realising that I'd accomplished this goal that I just never ever thought I would have been able to do, I could have broke down on my knees and just burst out crying, because from where I'm from, to then be able to put not just 1 kid but 3 kids into private education was just a massive, I can still feel the emotions now, how great that felt and how emotional it felt for me. So, £10,000 a month, you could live on that type of income and you could have a great type of life. But I continue to develop and go to these meetings. These meetings develop you as a person, develop you as a leader. And David Bevan, my mentor, I laugh at it because he is such just an amazing communicator. And so we're in this big meeting, and he said, "Hands up, who's making £10,000 a month in this room?" And there was about, I'd say, 50 people put their hands up. I was so proud. I was like, I'm thinking, I am the daddy. Put my hand up. He went, "Well done to you guys." He said, "Just so you know, the difference between millionaire team and president's team is an extra £15,000 a month." So straight away I was like adding that up over a year, and I was like, wow. And all I had to do was help more people. That's all we do. So me and Sarah, we came home, and all we started doing was helping more customers and activating new members to help customers, because that's what we do. The more customers we help, the more of a residual income that you receive from the company. So all we do is activate members and teach members to look after customers, and then duplicate it over and over and over. So that was like that. We got to that level after 3 years, and then now, being in a house that I could never have imagined. Like, I would have never been able to imagine in my wildest dreams now where I live, how I live, being able to just sit indoors, sit on my balcony, not have to commute to work. Basically be the boss of my own life, choose when I want to work. And I still work. I was telling you, I am still massively motivated. a lot of my goals are now not even for my family, because when I look at what me and Sarah have and what the kids have, we've got everything we need, private school and being able to take the kids on 4 or 5 holidays a year. That's all we really want to do. And I've now, when I think about my goals, I'm now related to other people within my organisation they're all independent members, and I just want to inspire them to get to the level where they want to be, because a lot of them have hope, like we did, a lot of them have hopes and dreams, and we just want to lead them by example.
Why do you think Herbal's got the dogma and everyone just so negative about it?
Awesome, mate. Let's just say there's 100 PTs, and just say Pompey as an example, right? And by the way, Jack, when I look at your profile and the way that you communicate, I wouldn't even class you as a PT, you are a step above that. I'd say you're more like an entrepreneur. But when I look at PTs, most PTs are good guys. They're all good guys. Do you know what? I don't think I've met one bad guy. They're all good guys, and they're all people's people, because at the end of the day, they're in a business where they want to help somebody else by motivating them, coaching them, teaching them new skills, teaching them new habits. So a lot of PTs out there, they're good guys. Why do I think Herbalife? Well, I always think of myself, I had a bad view on what Herbalife was. The first thing is people think that it's a liquid diet. People think that is a diet. So first and foremost, I've been now using the products 5 years, and a diet doesn't last 5 years. A diet normally lasts, if you're very disciplined like mate, 2 months maximum, and then you feel like you're going to go absolutely off your head, because you either want to murder something like chocolate or like a big fat chippy or a Domino's. So we both agree, and everybody else agrees, diets don't work. So the first thing is, people think it's a diet, people think it's a liquid diet, people think that we calorie count, people think that people just drink shakes all day, and I've already told you today, I have 1 smoothie a day for my breakfast, and people think milkshake. So there's so many ideas that they've got wrong. So I don't have any milk in my smoothie. So that's the other thing. So they think it's a diet. A lot of people as well, they'll go, oh, I don't like the product's not good for you. That's just one thing that some people could say. Well, I know people who have been using the products for 35 years, and they look healthier than any other person that I've ever seen, because the products are the best of the best. They are, we've got tools, videos that we can show people what level this company goes to manufacture the products. So when I say to somebody, what do you not like actually about the products, or what's in the ingredients that you don't like? One of the first things is they go, oh, it's high in sugar. I go, brilliant. Because I agree with a lot of what they say, I go, brilliant. Did you actually know that 85% of the sugar actually comes from milk if somebody uses milk with the shake? So anybody who's educated in Herbalife, we do not use milk. We use a product called protein drink mix, which is, instead of just having calcium, actually has 22 vitamins and minerals and has 0.3 grams of sugar in it. So that's the first thing. So they get muddled up with the product, and they think that we are telling people to have a shake for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and don't eat and all this type of stuff. We educate on 5 meals a day. Sometimes for people who are a bit bigger, 6. It just depends on the person, but we educate 5 to 6 meals a day. We educate people on the importance of hydration. Most people nowadays eat and they're not even thinking. They're eating and they're not even hungry. They are just eating. because in the food industry, the way it's going, we are losing the battle with the food industry, because the food industry are packing the foods full of sugar, fat and salt. Why? Because they're the most tastiest ingredients out there, and when you taste them, you want more. So if you want more of a certain product, that means that company is getting rich. So they're not really worried about the human race. These mega companies are actually test the foods until they get to a bliss point where it tastes that good, so they know the consumer is going to keep buying that product. I'm going off tangent there. So Herbalife used the best products. We use the most. When I look at the products that we use, so animal protein is a good example. A lot of people believe that in order to gain muscle, to have a protein-rich diet, they've got to eat piles of meat and dairy. They don't. There's actually a lot of protein within fruit and vegetables, more so vegetables. And there are so many choices out there. So Herbalife, a lot of what we do, we do products that have whey, protein, casein, all these other things, but the majority of our products come from vegetable protein. So that's the product side of things. That's why I believe a lot of PTs get the wrong idea. Secondly, which is why I love Herbalife, anybody can do it. You don't need a qualification in physical training. And when we also talk about PTs, Jack, as well, we need to look at the title, physical trainer. They're not nutritional trainer. They are trained to teach people how to be more active, lift a weight in a specific way, or do pads or whatever. That's what a PT is trained to do. You know, so they've got this opinion about nutrition when they don't really know what their opinion, where it's come from. I believe that a big part of the opinion comes from a little bit, and I've got to choose my words correctly here, a little bit envy in the fact that somebody who has no qualifications in nutrition or physical training can go out there and build a successful business with Herbalife. So they're maybe seeing somebody who's maybe a builder. So like we've got a builder in our organisation who's living in Edinburgh just now, right? He's been in the company 1 year and he earns about £3,000 a month part-time. There are PTs in his community who are absolutely not happy because he is getting customers who are getting better results than his PT clients because he is looking after their nutrition, which is 80% of what they need to be focusing on, and they know that this guy is making a very, very rewarding part-time income. So a lot of it comes from, there is a bit of an envy side there. If only a lot of PTs, if only they just opened their mind to it, that first and foremost, the products are unbelievable. They are the best. And most PTs will supplement anyway. They're going to be supplementing on post-workouts, pre-work. I mean, some PTs make me laugh because they'll maybe say something negative about Herbalife, and then on their Instagram account they're popping maybe grenade. You know, and I'm thinking, that's mega healthy, that's mega sustainable. So a lot of them have got these opinions and not really understanding they're actually. Wow, we've still got
How many you got on,
we've got 22 live, mate. I'm surprised we're not boring anybody here.
So yeah, let's start again. What were we saying? Obviously, yeah, is the builder.
The builder.
Is he educated on nutrition? So obviously, some PTs are, and these are the ones who get great results, and they're not obviously great. So obviously, the answers don't lie in Herbalife. The answer to obesity isn't, and I think you agree with that, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But so how do we get to the answer? How do we get to what is going to fix obesity, heart disease, type 2 diabetes?
Brilliant.
People are getting heavier and heavier.
Yeah.
So obviously people are out there trying to create the answer, like personal trainers, Weight Watchers, Slimming World, Herbalife.
Yeah.
So in your opinion,
I'm not saying Herbalife is the answer. I'm not. Herbalife is just a smart way for people to start their day with a balanced breakfast. and supplement in other ways as well.
So in your opinion, what person would the Herbalife diet suit?
It suits anybody. I've got professional footballers who are, and I'm talking about international footballers. I've got...
So you've got Ronaldo on.
Yeah, you've got Ronaldo, and I mean, people are going to have opinions on Ronaldo, going to go, yeah, he's getting paid millions of pounds. Well, of course he is.
Yeah.
But here's a good conversation to have, Jack, right? Do we believe, when you look at Ronaldo, do we believe that he must be supplementing his diet, i.e. pre-workout, post-workout, intra-workout? Do you think he is?
Yeah.
Happy. So if he's not using Herbalife, right, he must be using a different brand. Now, if you were a member or an associate of that brand that Ronaldo's using, and you could find a way of finding out what he's using, would you put that viral and say Ronaldo's using, like as an example, I won't use any company name, but that would go absolutely viral.
It's just marketing.
Ronaldo uses Herbalife. Ronaldo supplements his diet, like me. He will be eating whole foods throughout the day. He just chooses to probably use it as a post-workout, and from what I saw in his, there's a documentary called, I think it was Ronaldo, I went to watch it in the cinema. He uses it for his breakfast, and he also gives it to his kids. Now this is the other thing that I know a lot of outsiders looking in, they go, what? Your kids are taking Herbalife? And I'm going, well, do you want me to give them Cheerios, cornflakes, Cocoa Pops, Weetabix? What do you want me to give them? What do you think's healthy? Because I can get a tub of the formula against a box of any one of these, you know, sugar breakfasts, and I know which one's better for my kids. It's better than any other breakfast out there for my kids, so that's what I'm going to give my kids.
You don't think it's better than nutritious food though, right?
Oh, of course. Good point. So
for example, you could say like the kids eggs and avocados or whatever.
Happy. So, of course, we promote whole food. So, if I speak to somebody and I go, what do you have for breakfast? And they go, oh, well, I have 3 poached eggs, an avocado and a slice of sourdough. I'm a bit like, good on you. Now, the argument that I've got with this one is, and I love like a challenge, I would go, why don't you taste that? And I would get them to taste my breakfast, and I believe 100% my breakfast tastes better than theirs. The next thing why I love my smoothie in the morning is, my smoothie absorbs quicker. So when you have something like, for your breakfast, poached eggs, avocado, sourdough bread, I believe, because I do it sometimes, sometimes, just say on a Saturday, I might go to the tenfold, and I maybe go, poached eggs, with a bit of bacon, something like that. Yeah, once I've ate it and it's going into my belly, I feel that there's a lot of blood that goes to my digestive system, and it sometimes leaves me feeling a little bit tired, a little bit bloated, and me being a greedy get, I'll overeat. So I'll eat more than what I actually need. Whereas with my smoothie, it goes in exactly the amount that I want, it goes in and it's absorbed straight away. So there is no bloating or tiredness after the breakfast. So, but going back to it, if somebody chooses that like avocado and say 3 poached eggs, the sourdough bread, I'd go, mate, hats off to you. I would also suggest that they would still need to be supplementing their diet, and I'm sure you agree. Yeah. So like I would maybe say as an example, what micronutrition are you getting from your breakfast? Because they will be getting certain elements, but I'd be surprised that they're getting optimal nutrition from just that.
So would you say your products are better than eating fruit itself?
Fruit?
So obviously that's what we're getting the vitamins, minerals from, right?
Yeah, right. So the thing is with fruit, right? Fruit, I've got a fruit bowl here. I eat fruit. I don't eat enough fruit, I'll be honest. I eat maybe 100% honest, 1 piece of fruit a day. I'll maybe have...
And how many servings of vegetables?
Vegetables, probably about 7, I'd say.
So you do eat quite a lot of veg?
I eat a lot of veg, yeah. But I don't eat enough fruit probably. I sometimes put fruit in my smoothie as well. When it comes to fruit, I hear a lot of people who have fruit smoothies for breakfast. So when they're blending that fruit smoothie, what they're not really understanding is there is a lot of sugar in there. I know it's a natural sugar, but there's a lot of sugar in there. And then when we go back to what your body needs more than just sugar. Your body needs carbs, protein, fibre, healthy fats. And will you be getting that from just a purely fruit smoothie? No, you need more than just that, which is why I see a lot of intelligent PTs who will have things like flax seeds, a bit of protein powder, some peanut butter, they're getting their healthy fats, and so they'll make up their own concoction. And in my mind, because I'm quite simple, I go, I don't need to think about like however many grams of peanut butter. I just use exactly what the science is suggesting me to use for like my body size.
Yeah. So how's the diet taught? Is it taught shake, food, or is it taught shake and then you need to have an awareness of calories in versus calories out? So obviously that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Or do you not educate on calories?
We, do you know what, mate?
So I know you don't calorie count, but obviously.
Yeah, I think.
It needs to be intuitive at least with it.
So the good thing is, Jack, right, is every member is independent. So like this builder, I can give him advice on what we teach our clients, but he might go, well, I don't want to do that, because he's independent. He's an independent business owner. That's what a lot of people don't understand. You don't do what you're told because you're independent. He might say, I've got a better way, Kev. I'm going to teach my guys to have the avocado and the poached eggs for their breakfast, and then when they get hungry at about 10 o'clock, I'm going to teach my guys to have a smoothie for their snack.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So they're all independent.
I like the flexibility of that, but then also do you think that might be why there's such dogma? Because there's people that aren't really nutritionally aware, obviously offloading the product, so that could be where the dogma are a lot.
Exactly.
Whereas if you have somebody who's really educated, getting people like you to use this product, so I don't know enough about it, but if you've got someone to use it and it was fit with the right calories in versus calorie out, but based on that person's goal, they're going to get results.
Exactly.
But that's coming from an educated person's point of view, whereas a builder could be like, yeah, use this product, and the person doesn't get any results because they're eating too many calories still.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got somebody who's managing it really well, and that's what I'm asking, aren't your coaches taught
so
the things that are actually important?
We don't call our guys coaches now because we understand exactly why. We don't want this, somebody who's a builder, somebody who works in Tesco, then becoming a member because they go, do you know what? This is a business plan, and I want to use it as a vehicle to get out of this job, as an example.
Yeah.
So we understand that. So what we do is we have got online support. So as an example, we have a closed Facebook group, and there are 7,000 members in this group. 7,000, okay? So Sarah, my wife, she will do videos in there. Now in there, she will do workout ideas. So for anybody that can do, like say, workouts in their front room or whatever, there's a lot of motivation in there. Sarah will educate on like meal ideas. She will educate on calories. We do not harp on about calories. We talk about it, but we don't go on and on. We both know that it's calories in versus calories out, but we don't want customers focusing on this calorie thing because, and I know you've got apps and a lot of them use these apps and stuff, but I believe that if they're just focusing on these calories, I don't think that's got a sell-by date. I think, because life gets in the way. We both know you get birthdays that come in the way, you've got the weekend that comes every week, and then you've got your works night out, and things, what we want to teach is balance. Do you know, if you have a heavy weekend, this is where the problem goes as well, Jack. People start with the best intentions, and they have like a good week, and then Saturday comes and they go out, and whether they get drunk or they fill their faces with dominoes and all that, like most of us, what a lot of people do is they get to the Sunday or the Monday and they go, it's all went to waste. Whereas what we do is, we know that it's not went to waste. All they need to do is get back on track. And if they get back on the track on, say, and it doesn't need to be a Monday, this might be a Wednesday for Joe Blogs. If they just get back on track, hydrating themselves, back on their healthy snacks, by the time they get to say 2 or 3 days down the line, they've actually minimised that damage, what they've actually done, say on the Saturday night. So a lot of what we do is just support. Because most people know what to do, they just need somebody to keep them on track, accountable as well. And it's like...
do you feel like Herbal is going to grow and grow, or do you feel like it's just going to be something where it is now and continues to compete in the market, or do you feel like it could be something that could be the answer to... So obviously, you don't have actual PTs or whatever, or people with education teaching or selling the products. But then again, that also limits you to how many people, because there's a lot of people that need to be helped, right?
Yeah.
And there isn't enough PTs. So I can see how your system would work, because people can also relate to a builder. Not everyone can relate to me.
Exactly. Good point. Yeah.
And I understand that. I don't want that to be the case. I want to go and help everyone. But then a builder or someone who works in the cafe down the road, someone can relate to them more than they can relate to me.
Exactly.
That way, more people can be helped. So that's where I see how that system can work. But then you also realise that it has to also be obviously taught properly. You know, because nutrition's obviously something's going wrong somewhere.
Mate, it's a flawed system, and I can tell you are so passionate about it, and I can tell you're read up about it as well. We have a massive problem in the country, and we're not two politicians, we're just two passionate guys who are like, somebody needs to do something about it, otherwise in 20 years time, mate, 90% of the population are going to be walking about depressed and not obese, walking about like big animals.
Yeah.
So,
just out of interest, obviously your kids are at private school, are they taught nutrition?
They've got cooking classes, I don't know on what level. I think my eldest Honor, she's came back, she's got a good head on her shoulders when it comes to nutrition, but yeah, they obviously get just that little bit extra. But going back to something what you said,
Jack. That should be the answer, don't you?
I know, well, do you know what they're actually doing, mate, in America? So this is what we know. In America, when you give blood in America, they actually, instead of, I think in the UK, they give you sugar cubes or something. In America, they've started giving people Herbalife protein bars. It's just brand awareness again. Herbalife, it's all about brand awareness. They're also bringing out DNA kits for people. So for us members, we'll be able to give somebody a DNA kit, and then we'll be able to give people specific nutrition plans for that specific person. We just saw some of the future plans coming out.
Does that not require the coaches to have more knowledge though?
Well,
that sounds like it's getting too...
That's what I think. I've just seen future plans, what the company are projecting, and for me, it's exciting, because I'm like,
But then doesn't your brand work because it's simple?
Exactly, we need it to stay simple, but online support systems make it easier for, as you said, for the builder. If he's got an online system that supports all his customers, all he needs to do really is, and as you said, it's more relatable for him. He can now help the builders, because if he's got 20 lads on the building site, they're all saying, well, if he can do it, so can I. Now, this is the point as well. If he's say lost a stone, and they're all saying, I'm sick of this sausage roll, I want to do what he's doing, he looks different, he's got his confidence back. Imagine this guy helps 10 builders. Now this is how Herbalife works. What happens if 5 of these builders, if they're all getting results and they say, we know people who want this product as well, we want to be promoters and we want to promote this product as well. So, do I think it's the answer? I'd love to think it is the answer. I mean, like you, Jack, I study a lot of what's going on in society.
Yeah.
I'd love to think it is. I think
Like if you looked at the builder story, 20 builders 20 years ago, they wouldn't be overweight. They'd all be in shape.
No.
Because the people that should be overweight now are people doing sedentary jobs. But it's the people, it's everyone seems to be overweight.
I know.
It's the food industry. It's fucking us.
It is. I mean, me and Sarah, we read a lot about it. I've got a book next door. It's called The Techno Tsunami, and it's talking about how technology is going to create a lot of problems for people if they're not aware of the problems.
We're not proactive. We're not dealing with it, are we?
No, we're not.
Like I said, I put a post the other day, and a lot of people are like, that's real true. Like, we upgrade our phones, but we don't upgrade ourselves. And this is like something that we need to start doing. Otherwise, we're just going to get more and more unhealthy, and then it's going to lead to more depression, more mental unhealthy. It's not good.
Yeah, and we can see it happening. We've not even, when we get to the place, that's when it's going to be scary. But you're right, it's like people sometimes treat their cars better than what they treat their body. You know, they'll like, I do it. I drink Coca-Cola. Not all the time. I drink Coke maybe say once a month. I'll have a Coke, you know, maybe go to a pub and have a Coke. But if somebody said to me, Kev, fill your car up with Coca-Cola, I'd be like, no way, I'm not putting Coke in my car.
Yeah,
so just
drink it every day.
Exactly. So, but going back to what I believe, like, now I don't think you can't just rely on one company to sort the whole country and world out. But I do believe, because of the marketing plan and the way it works from person to person to person, see, we're not just selling a product. So like as an example, just say Slim Fast. Problem with Slim Fast is, it's probably quite a good product. If you looked at the nutritional value, it's probably quite good. But what people do is, Mary buys it from Asda, she takes it for 5 days, the weekend comes, and then Monday she goes, I'm not going to worry about that, and then that stays in her cupboard. Whereas with us, giving that person that extra support, we know that if they continue to use the product, they will get results.
Do you think the dogma will die? And do you think people that are like, people like myself who've got like an evidence-based, science-based background, do you think we would then, fall into to back it? Because people like myself, if there was enough of us doing it, then surely the dogma would die, because people listen to us from a point where they're like, he actually knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So do you think that dogma will die? Do you think people will start transitioning into selling it? Because
well, in 5 years I've seen a drastic change.
So it is moving in the right direction?
Definitely. 5 years ago, mate, you wouldn't believe the amount of stigma attached to it. Whereas now, as you said, even you, Jack, who are a very, very talented guy, and you've got your own ideas, I know even you go, well, I've seen people who get results on this stuff. Whereas see, 5 years ago, it wasn't that.
No.
And now, people are seeing the success with the business. So now, there are, as I said to you, in the past 3 weeks, mate, I reckon we've had 15 to 20 professional footballers join the organisation. They're using the products, mate, they're feeling the benefits, and they're going, I know people who'd want to get this off me.
Yeah. Be honest with me. If the business wasn't involved, would you still take it?
Of course. Of course. I wouldn't go back to porridge. And by the way, I just want to say something. I do still have porridge.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Porridge is so good.
Yeah. Sarah actually was saying this a couple of days ago to somebody. She said, and she also said this, if we didn't do this as a business, we would still use the product, and we would tell other people about it as well. And that's all we do. So yes, we get paid for promoting a product, but we would still carry on using the product. But of course, because a lot of people actually forget as well, this is the thing as well, a lot of people forget how good the product makes you feel. So I'm constantly like, I'll bump into people when they'll see me say, where's my badge, right? And I'll get a lot of people go, I done that Herbalife, 6 months ago, 6 years ago. I go, did you? And they go, yeah. I go, how did you feel it? They go, oh, I felt brilliant. But a lot of them, they just, because life gets in the way, a lot of people, and that's the same way, fitness or going to a gym or whatever, a lot of people start on things and then they go off track.
Especially this time of year, right?
Exactly, and it's the same with like the business as well.
Yeah.
We just stayed on track, we did not sway with people's opinions.
Where would you be now without Herbalife?
I'd be in a job, I'd be in debt. I was in £28,000 worth of debt, mate.
Were you happy?
I was happy, I liked my job. I love my job actually. So as a PT, Jack, I would go in there, I was so passionate about my job. Now, this isn't a job. This is actually like, this is who I am. I don't do this as a joke. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm speaking to, I'll give you an example, mate. One of Zena's, my little girl, one of her mums came round to our house the other day to drop the little girl off for a sleepover. And I was just chatting away to her and she blah blah blah. She went, oh, I feel so bad after Christmas, blah blah blah. I'm going, what do you have for breakfast? And she's like, oh, I don't have a breakfast. And I'm like, why? She's like, oh, I just not got time, too busy with the kids, blah blah blah. So, take one of these trial packs, let me know how you get on with it, and let's see how you feel. 3 days later, mate, buzzing, because I've now got her straight away hydrating herself. She started her day with a breakfast. And if you start your day with a good breakfast, psychologically, you're now more inclined to choose healthier foods throughout the day. Instead, if you don't, now you're more likely to go, give me the biscuits, give me the crisps. You see? So now it's not a job. I don't turn up to work at 8 o'clock in the morning and go, right, I'm at work. This is actually what I do. Yeah. And I'm going to, and do you know what as well? I used to look forward to retirement. I used to think, I can't wait until I'm maybe say 60 years old and then retire and maybe play golf and all that. Now, just because of who I'm surrounded by in my company, I'm like, one of my mates is 77-year-old, right? David Forbes. And he's a Scottish guy. And mate, he's like, still in shape, strong man, still runs, still does weights, 77, and still working the business, still helping people.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, why would you want to retire? If you love what you do, you don't want to retire, you'd want to continue to do it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I really do, I feel, grateful that, like, I found a purpose. That's more than a job.
How do you deal with, like, the negatives, the haters? Like, 'cause a lot of people do well, and they'll achieve good results, and then they'll get some kind of negative feedback, or like you said, a bad weekend on their diet, and they'll be done. So how have you stayed on track? Like you said, you've been consistent, despite people obviously giving you bad feedback for using or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? How do you deal with people like that?
Personal development, and I know you're a big advocate as well. So every day, when I run, I like jogging. I don't do it for like fitness reasons really, I do it for psychological reasons. I'm basically feeding my head, bread for the head. And I just do 20 or 30 minutes a day, and all I do is listen to successful people. Because in society now, we are surrounded by idiotic views on social media. Because all you need to do is look at Instagram and Facebook, and with all due respect, most of what goes on is absolutely mental, stupid.
It's toxic.
It's toxic, and a lot of it is negative as well, because human beings feed off negativity. That's why rumours fly about. So we all need to be aware of that, and I'm very aware of that, because we've all got negative thoughts. We're all human beings. But if you're aware of it and you're feeding your brain with healthy, good, positive thoughts and information, we spoke about not just motivation, information, then you set yourself apart. And that really helped me during the times where I felt like there was a lot of opinions coming in from the sides. And when I was listening to these guys, these successful people are going, be aware of the negative opinions, stay focused on what you want to achieve. So in the end, I've just become, like now, there is no negative I can actually laugh at the most negative opinions on anything what we do, because I understand that most of it is, all it is envy. A lot is envy, and if they understood it, they would do it.
Yeah.
If they actually really understood what I have seen from the company, like when you're getting taught by nutritional scientists and you're getting taught by the most unbelievable entrepreneurs, if they saw what I saw, they'd go, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I want to ask you like 3 things you'd recommend for the listeners that they can implement into their day, like right now. Not Herbal, I mean personal development that you're doing. Because obviously, both of us have in common the fact that we're not hugely academic.
Yeah.
But we've just worked really hard at studying and self-development to get us to the position where we're in now. Obviously we're in different positions, but we've both got the same kind of goal, which is to help people, right? So, yeah, what 3 things would you say someone can go and do straight away to make them feel healthier, happier, like rejuvenated, like positive? What 3 things would you recommend that they can go and do?
Yeah.
So obviously, I know you started over with your breakfast supplements, so that would obviously be one of your 3. But what would the other 2 be?
Right, so
like you said about you run and you listen to self-development, so how long does that take you? 25 minutes, half an hour?
exactly.
So it's like only half an hour of your day, it's 2 birds in one stone, because the exercise gives you the boost that you want, the dopamine, and then obviously you're listening to stuff but to rewire your brain, because we're wired negatively these days.
Exactly. Well, Jack, I know that we are very similar in the way we think, because you've just said exactly the way I feel. I do 2 things at once.
Yeah.
I'm training my body and my brain when I'm doing my run. It's like multitasking. So that's what I would say to people. I'd say to people, sleep, we all need it, but sleep is so you don't need as much as what you're getting. So like, as an example, I used to get up, say, 7 AM in the morning, right? And do you think I get up tired? Yes, because everybody does. So whether you get up at 7, 8 or 6, each one of those hours you are tired, no matter what. So why would you not just set your alarm 1 hour earlier at 6 AM? So if your alarm goes off at, say, 6:30, set it for 5:30. And watch how dramatic your life will change, not overnight, but over a period of time. Within 90 days you will be thinking differently, but you need to do it for 90 days. So like, the way I see it is, have you read the book The Compound Effect?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. So,
you read The Slight Edge as well?
no,
They're both guys that talk about gym.
Right, oh amazing, yeah, they always talk about gym run, so it's amazing, mate. So when I look at that, no matter whether you work in an office, a shop, or you're a mum, whatever, get up 45 minutes an hour earlier. You're going to be tired anyway. Get up, get the kettle on, make yourself a cup of tea, get some good audio or something visual on your mobile phone, and just watch normal people who have achieved things. Now, if it's somebody, if you want to get yourself in a better shape, just your body as an example, then go to YouTube and watch people who have changed their bodies, and and find out how they've done it, find out what their journey was like, and you will start getting an emotional connection.
I think it's doing anything productive, like even if it isn't health based, like if you want to learn a language,
exactly.
Get up an hour earlier, go for a walk, so you're getting exercise, listen to it on your phone because you can listen to an app, and within 3 months you're going to learn to speak Spanish.
No.
Yeah, people are like, I haven't got time to do that. I'm like, you have, you just choose not to have time.
Yeah.
But this morning I started work at 5 AM and I wanted to train before work, so I went to the gym.
I was at a meeting about 6 months ago in London, and I was doing a bit of talking there, 45-minute, just talking story and what I do, blah blah blah. And this he was a fat guy, walked up to me and he's like, "Excuse me mate, are you Kevin Green?" I was like, "Yeah." He went, "Pleased to meet you mate, you've changed my life." And straight away when somebody says that, again because of your negative thoughts, I was thinking, yeah, cheers mate. That was my initial thoughts. And I went, "Oh, how's that mate?" He went, "I've lost 5 stone with Herbal." And I was like, "What?" Because he was still big. He went, "Yeah," he went, "I couldn't get out of my bed, I couldn't play with my kids, blah 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 blah, and he showed me the pictures and I was like, could not believe it. He had like, before, he had actual fat coming over his ankles. He's a big lorry driver, right? So anyway, he's lost 5 stone, and because he's a lorry driver, do you think he knows other obese lorry drivers? He was now a distributor with 15 other lorry drivers, because as you say, they won't connect with me, because they go, he's just like that. But they'll, Chris, the guy's name is, Chris Crinley, they'll connect with Chris, because they'll go, he's like us, we can do it. That's why it works in. And that's why, like a lot of what we do isn't about creating a divide, it's about connecting with the audience. You see what I mean? So, like, sometimes I'll maybe put up a little bit of fitness stuff, but my mentor's like, don't do too much of that. Because if you're doing too much of fitness, people go, he's fit, he's a PT, that's how he does all that. You see? So I just try and make myself as neutral as I can. Obviously you've got to show bits of your passion or why you've got that extra flair that other people haven't got. A lot of it, mate, is just fucking hunger.
Yeah.
You know, fucking having your eyes fixed on a goal and going for it.
I think something the listeners will be interested in is obviously if they're not actually entrepreneurial, because I've always been like an entrepreneur, I've always been unemployable, I've always been on that route. Whereas you obviously were successful in a job. You didn't say you didn't think you were entrepreneurial.
I wasn't, mate.
You've obviously developed into a lot of entrepreneurial and business savvy. So there's obviously people that are watching or listening to this now thinking, I'm not an entrepreneur, I don't have any ideas on what to do or whatever. Then obviously you're just proof in the pudding that you can still.
Exactly.
Even if you don't feel like your DNA says that you are an entrepreneur.
I know.
Yeah.
And like my mate Jason Smitherman, he's an entrepreneur. He's got the house directly across the road from the temple.
Okay.
So he's like, I trained with him, like we were playing football out there, 10 o'clock yesterday. Fucking, you know, great guy. And he is an entrepreneur. He's always been like that. And he knows a lot about me now, and he goes, where your strength is, Kev, you just follow the system. So like David Bevan, this guy, his business generates $250,000 a day. That's what generates in product. You know, I'm thinking I'm big by doing 7,000 a day. His is doing $250,000 a day. And when he talks, I fucking listen. Do you know what I mean? And everything he says, I'm like, I need to do that, I need to do that. I just follow exactly, because success leaves clues.
Yeah.
Jim Rohn sometimes says, he goes, be a follower. No, be a student, not a follower. So like David Bevan, he likes his bevy. In my opinion, he drinks too much. He likes the party lifestyle. I'm not a drinker. I don't want to go down. So I don't do everything he fucking does. But when he talks about the business and his ideas, I form my own opinion, but most of what he says I'm going, he fucking knows what he's talking about.
So that's gold. Success leaves clues.
Too right.
But I think what's important as well, I only met you yesterday, but I think everyone I spoke to about you, they all say, obviously you listen to people that are more successful than you, but you also got all the time a lot of people that are below you, which is I think a crucial trait that you have, which helps you differentiate in business, because you give time to like people who, well, you're obviously a busy guy, you're on a podcast with me, like there's no reason for you to do this, so like, and people that are below you, obviously you're giving them all the time in the world to make their businesses better, like you said, your goals now to make them better.
No, I appreciate that, but mate, like you as an example, Jack, fucking, and when I look at all PTs, there is a lot of mutual respect out there because of what I actually said. Fucking, most of them are good guys. You know, 99% of them are really good guys. You know, we know there's some of them that might walk about and from your first opinion you go, who does he think he is? Because that's just your human instinct. But 99% of them are good guys who want to help other people, they want to be loved. You know, they're not out there to make fucking enemies, they're just good guys.
It's just their insecurities that are making them come across in that
Exactly.
Really, they're good guys. Like
exactly.
they come across in a negative way when really they could help a big lady, but people are just intimidated them because they walk around these big traps and they're like really arrogant and
I know. Who
intimidating.
did I say that to, in fact? I said that to somebody. I said, when it was a PT, I was like, you need to make sure that, yeah, you need to look good. But do you know what it was, in fact? I've got a distributor in my team who, when I got a hold of him, and this is what he done, Jack, he posted on Facebook, I fucking hate the Navy. I'm travelling back and forth to Liverpool every weekend. I hate this commute, blah, 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 it's killing me. It was like a bit of a joke status, and I went, hiya John. I said, mate, if you hate that fucking commute, you need to speak to me. And he was like, that, it's not about Herbal, mate. I went, yes it fucking is, mate. He's a football player. So, about a month later, came to my house. This is when I was in the basement flat. Made him a shake, taste that. He's like, fucking hell, I went, get on the products. To cut a long story short, mate, he got a brilliant result. He's only about, John's about maybe 23. Got a great result, started feeling so good about himself, started making about £1,500 a month part time, and then every day, mate, he was posting fucking half naked pictures of himself. Because he was that confident there. And I was like, John, I know you're feeling great, mate, but if you keep posting pictures of yourself like that, you will not attract Mary round the corner, because she is not going to want to come and fucking speak to Superman, because she can't connect with Superman. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when I speak to my clients, I tell them the truth. So like the next time I'll be telling a client, I go, hey, how you been? Blah blah blah. I go, oh, no bad, Kev. I had a bad night the other night. I go, what did you do? I go, I had a box of dairy milk. I go, did you?
Me too.
Well, I had a fucking tubey fucking Pringles and the fucking and this and that. So don't worry about it. What's your plan tomorrow? Alright, I'm going to get fucking back on it. Right, I want you to drink fucking loads of water. Think about it. Didn't fucking just eat for the sake of it. Drink loads of water, 5 meals a day, job done. You ready? Yeah. Then I'll put a reminder in my diary, 2 or 3 days later, follow up. And I'll follow them up. How you doing after that chat? So much better, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just things like that.
Nice. Are there any books that you've read that have just like obviously about the compound effect in Jim Rohn?
Compound.
Is there anything else that you'd recommend for the listeners to read or to listen to?
Well, do you know what, mate? I'm doing Think and Grow Rich just now, and I've got the book because my mate in the Marines sent me it. Fucking such a brilliant gift.
Yeah.
Sent it in the post and they put a little note on it to Kev. I knew this was right up your street, so I'm reading it. And I'm listening to the audio as I jog to the gym as well.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it because without knowing the principles, when you listen you go, that's so true. Do you know, when everything makes sense and none of it's complicated.
No.
You need a burning desire. That's so true.
It makes you realise that it isn't about having a certain skill, it's about a mindset. It's literally, the book is what it's called, it's think.
Exactly.
So you have to think a certain way, and the minute you start thinking a certain way, your whole life will change.
Exactly. Yeah, it's weird because, like, when you start thinking it, there's obviously going to be obstacles in your way. But if you keep thinking it, you will find any little way to get to that target, whatever it is you want.
I think that's what's important to say, is obviously people, not everyone agrees with listening to self-development and stuff initially. And they will say, oh, what are you listening to that shit for? Just an American guy or whatever, speaking motivational talk or whatever it might be. And people will say to you, oh, what are you wasting time on that for? Right? So if you just remain patient and keep listening, it will start changing your life. And then without a doubt, this person who was saying that to you, a year later they're going to say to you, what's that book? Yeah. Because they'll see you going in different directions and they're like, fucking hell. I remember giving that guy shit. It's the same about people who go on these diets. They're like, oh, that's a stupid idea. Then when they get amazing results, pretty why Herbal works and why my results get people to skip on that. Everything works because people get results. Even though when people say to them initially, what are you doing that shit for? Why are you training with Jack? He smashes people.
Does your clients get a lot of shit as well?
Sometimes they do, yeah. And they'll come in, they'll be upset. I'm like, what's the problem? They'll go, oh, my sister or someone's giving me shit for doing this. It's whatever it might be. I'll say to them, look, this person will be coming to me soon if you just continue doing it yourself. Just keep doing what you want to do to get the results you want to get, and I guarantee they will change from being a hater to someone who says to you, rather than saying why you're doing it, they say how do you do it.
Exactly. Oh, that's so true, I know, mate. Yeah.
So I think it's just stay on course, like stay in your lane, stay true to what you want to go and do, and just do it.
Well, mate, it's like you know, like Leon Taylor. You know Leon?
Yeah.
He's like that. See, when I started doing Herbal and that, I found out from other people, they'd go, like, as you say, you know, like some clients of mine, they'd go, oh, Leon told me fucking Herbal shit. And I thought, you're a cheeky, like, you know the little gorilla comes out of you.
Yeah.
I was like, you're a little fucking prick doing that. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
So, for a couple of years, I was like, he's a little two-faced bastard, because to my face, he'd go, oh mate, I'm glad you're doing well, blah, blah, blah. But in the back of my mind, I thought, well, why are you giving these poor people a hard time just for embarking on something that you don't agree with?
Yeah.
So that was my opinion. But then there you go, fucking flash forward, 4 years into the journey, then he goes, I've always wanted to get involved. But he admits it now, he goes, Kev, I was just jealous.
Yeah.
I would just say that to people because...
That's where it always comes from. It always comes from a position of they want to be doing what you're doing, but for whatever reason at the moment, they're not. And they rather bring you back down to their level by giving you this negative energy. And most people let it happen. There's people that if you look at the people they're surrounded by, that's the reason why they're not going anywhere. They normally stay close to people around them. And obviously, for you, you and your missus both are on this journey together because you're both doing the same thing, which is so key, right? Because if one of you wasn't, the chances are you wouldn't be where you are now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's obviously something they take from the podcast as well. Surround yourself with the right people. Including your mentor as well. You've got a mentor. I think that's so crucial to have. Even if it's someone that you don't actually physically know, but it's someone that you let reading books. Exactly. Read their books or listen to them every day. It will change your life.
I listen to like this really successful guy, and he's like, my mentor is Jim Rohn. He goes, I've never met him, but he's my mentor. And I'm like, I know exactly what you mean.
So there's no excuse, because you can listen to anyone nowadays. There's YouTube, audio books. You can buy any book in the world. You can make anyone your mentor without paying any money. You just need to buy the book or whatever it might be.
Exactly.
Or watch for free on YouTube. So there's no excuse.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, mate. I think you're on the right track with all the personal. If I could give you a book that I would recommend. Don't know, mate. Do you know what's a good one actually? You like Darren Hardy, don't you?
Yeah.
You ever heard of the Entrepreneur Roller Coaster?
No, they're good.
Brilliant. But by the sounds of it, I think you're hardened to it now. Because what the Entrepreneur Roller Coaster does is, it just prepares you for the shit you're going to have.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all about that. But that's really good. Darren Hardy, having your best year yet.
Yeah, that'd be right.
That's another good one. That's a fucking
How many books do you think you've read?
Not as much as what you think actually. No. I just Jim Rohn, because every time I listen to say Darren Hardy or Anthony Robbins, I'm not really the Anthony Robbins like.
He's come from Jim Rohn though,
I know he has. Every time I listen to all the speakers, I'm like, that just came from Jim Rohn. Just said in a different way, do you know what I mean? So Jim Rohn's in my mind all the time. But what I'll do is, like, if I'm going for a run, I type in Jim Rohn and have a thought, I want to brush up my skills on, say, leadership. I just go Jim Rohn leadership. And then Jim Rohn, the day that turns your life around, or Jim Rohn, like, inspiration. Like, have you heard, like, the frog and the scorpion story? You heard that one? That's a brilliant one, that's a Jim Rohn one. Because they're all like stories from the Bible. And they're all like really easy to understand there, but a good one for you that you can maybe like explain to your customers is, or your clients, sorry, crabs. Do you know how they catch crabs in the sea?
Yeah.
They put a trap down, don't they? Well, they put bait in there and the crab goes in and starts eating the bait. When they pull it up, have you noticed there's loads of crabs in there? Do you know why it is? They all follow each other, right? There's no bait left, but they just fucking follow each other. Do you know what that is? 95. People go, I need to get a job. So all they're doing is they're getting into this fucking trap, this cage, right? True story, mate. This is a Darren Hardy one. I find it hard to find on YouTube, but it was Darren Hardy who I heard it from, and he says, do you know what happens when one crab tries to escape the cage?
They pull him back in.
You fucking pull it down there, and he goes, and that just give me shivers up there. He goes, they actually pull his fucking claws off, and he goes, that's what humans do. He goes, they don't physically pull your arms off, they they mentally like abuse you, bombard you, because what they're scared of, you're going to get out and they're going to get left in.
People still say to me, when are you going to get a real job?
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it?
No, baby.
They're just trying to call me back in, aren't they? I'm not going back in that fucking cage.
You know this guy David Bevan, right?
Yeah.
He's, as I said, he's a bever, right? So he always goes to his local boozer.
Yeah.
You would just think he's a normal guy. And he goes in there and his mates go, you still doing that Herbal shit? And he's thinking, you fucking no idea. Because he's got all the flashy cars and all that, but when he goes to his local boozer, he doesn't talk about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they don't know where he lives or nothing. I mean, his fucking house is like unbelievable, mate. It's like just on a different fucking planet altogether. But he's like, they're like, you still doing that Herbal?
Is he in America, is he, or is he in the UK?
No, UK, Welsh.
Well, he's in Wales, is it?
No, he is Welsh, but he lives in over Kent way now.
Okay. Mate, I'm so grateful, it's been amazing. I've got one more question for you. If you could talk to your 20-year-old self and say something, or give any advice, what would it be? Because obviously when you were 20, you wasn't an entrepreneur, you wasn't Herbal. What advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Wow. Read more, but read a book called The Easy Way to Control Alcohol.
Yeah?
You're not a big drinker, are you?
Not really, no.
See, I wasn't a big drinker. I would drink twice a month. But when I used to drink, Jack, I would drink, do you know what I mean? And what it did was, one minute you're this professional guy, the next minute when that happens, everything goes out the window and you do things that you're not aware of, do you know what I mean? So I read that book, The Easy Way to Control Alcohol, when I was 33, 34, and it totally changed the way that I thought. Because a lot of people, they go from weekend to weekend, they get bedded, Sunday they wake up hungover, clouded, you know, their brain's heavy, and they've not got a vision. And I've recommended this book to a few people who are drinkers, and I go, you've got to read this book, right? And when they read it, I see them a few months later and I go, how are you? And they go, fuck, that book's amazing. I'm like, you've got to tell more people about this book, because they start thinking differently, and it's like the compound effect, it has massive effects for people in the long run. Like, I can go out with all my mates and they're all bedding. I'll be the first one dancing as well.
So you don't drink at all anymore?
I've not touched a bit for 6 years. I uncovered that book before I knew about Herbalife. But I would want a lot of young people to read that book, because alcohol, because it's legal, it's okay. Whereas I reckon we both agree, alcohol causes more problems than hash. It probably causes more problems than cocaine and things like that. It causes devastation, but because it's legal, it's okay.
They drink too much. And it's one of the main reasons for weight gain.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all these
things. There's a lot of
things.
calories in alcohol, and they're binging on it every weekend.
Yeah.
A couple of nights a week as well. It's empty calories.
Yeah.
And they're having a good time. They're waking up with what they say, cloud the next day, anxiety.
£100 down.
100 down at least in Portsmouth.
Yeah, and they can't remember half the night.
Yeah.
And as you
see, it
see,
leads to bad decision making, to maybe fucking bag coke or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's even more money. And it's even more health problems, even more anxiety the next day. It's just.
Oh, it leads to, I mean, in this book that I read, when you read it you go, wow, and it's all brainwashing. It's what we've all been brought to believe. We have been brought to believe that alcohol brings you happiness.
Yeah.
Because if you get a promotion at work, what do you do?
Gotta get pissed.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they don't show you in the morning when fucking you're in the cells, do you know what I mean, or whatever's happened. So that would be, it's funny you asked that, that would probably be the advice when I was at a young age, because I reckon I would have thought differently at that young age if I wasn't a big drinker. Yeah.
And do you think maybe reading that would have then spurred you to read more books, which then would have changed your life a little bit faster?
That's what I mean, I think it would have, yeah.
Because it would have changed your life and you'd been like, is there more out there to learn?
Exactly. Yeah, so that's what I would say, mate.
Just before we go, is there anywhere that you want to send people who listen to find your stuff, like social media, etc.?
Oh, cheers, mate.
Where can people find you?
Do you know what? I keep changing my Instagram name thing, and my Instagram name is Fulltime Daddy 1. And some people will be going, why the fuck have you called it that? Because I want to connect with people who are like me.
Yeah.
So I want to connect with a lot of men out there who are dads. Now, I'm passionate about this, Jack, right? This is what I believe will happen with most men. You're a young lad, you're enjoying yourself, you've not got a care in the world, and bang, you meet the woman, you fall in love, you have kids, and then life takes over. You're in a job you don't like, because you need to pay the bills, you need to keep the roof over the family's head, and now you need to provide. You're just a provider, and you've actually lost your purpose in life, you've lost your fucking mojo, and I just see a lot of men out there thinking, fucking you're not living a life. So when a lot of my Instagram is, I want to connect with a lot of blokes out there who are like, they're stuck in situations or jobs or lives or houses or relationships that they're not happy with, to go, lads, you don't need to be born into money, you don't need to inherit £1 million. If you actually take a look, there is a different way. So that's why I called it Full-Time Daddy, because I just wanted to connect with people out there to go, fucking, come on.
I think that's a brilliant way to end it. Great way to end it. I think there'll be part 2 and 3, because obviously you like to talk about this kind of thing. I think your message needs to be heard. I know you do a lot of social media anyway, but I think this is a good platform to share it.
No, I mean, I'd like to say how much I appreciate you fucking, and Simon actually saying we would like to hear what you've got to say.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
And I think we'll even do an episode on like parenting, so something I want to speak to you about. Obviously, we've spent so long today, but obviously there's something that you take really seriously, and it's something that I see a lot done not so well. And obviously the Be More podcast is Be More, not just in business, not just in fitness, but in every area. And obviously you're very passionate about obviously your role as a dad.
Yeah, still work in progress, mate. I mean, because who was I talking to Jason about this. So
yeah.
he's a good dad as well, right? And we really talk about just fucking family shit.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we are first-time parents. Do you know what I mean? So you don't know if you're doing the right thing, because all you do as a parent is what you've learned for your parents and what you see in other parents.
Yeah.
We just believe we're doing the best. I don't know if I'm doing a good. Well, in fact, I'm going to be arrogant and saying I believe I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
I get to spend every morning with them. I get to fucking get my little boy, take him out for football, basketball. Yesterday we went for a fucking cycle after school. I believe a lot of dads don't have that option.
Yeah.
I've worked hard enough with them now, got that option. I want to inspire other dads to do it, and I'm teaching my boy. See, I teach my boy I'm teaching my boy how to be an entrepreneur already, by the way.
Yeah, so
I'm giving him ideas already. I'm also not putting any pressure on him about academics, because he's a bit like me, Jack, so I'm like, listen son, don't worry if you're not like the A-star pupil, as long as you're doing your best.
Yeah.
As long as you're enjoying it and doing your best, you're making us proud. And he's like head boy or something like that in his class, go like the batch, but he's not academic. But we both know that doesn't mean much when you actually get out into the big bad world.
Yeah.
So I try my best, mate. I think discipline's really important for kids. I see a lot of parents when I'm out and about, they go, oh, please behave. I wouldn't be saying please, how's about behave?
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of these, me and Sarah, we're quite the same. We've got similar beliefs on how we believe, and we've got to bring our kids up, but we are still learning, mate. I mean, I've read books about parenting as well.
Yeah.
I've actually read a good book, it's called, well, have you ever heard of Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Have you read it? Well, there's one for kids,
Yeah.
how you teach your kids. So some people, they give their kids money, and straight away you are messing that kid up, because a kid needs to know how to earn money. You know, so these things that we're teaching the kids already.
These are all practical things, right? So, yeah. That's definitely something we can expand on, and then if people want to hear that, then obviously comment and let us know and we'll make it happen. But yeah, thanks mate, it's been a pleasure.
No, thank you, mate, I'm busting it out.
Yeah, no worries. Cheers guys, see you soon.
Thanks very much, guys.